2, 1, 2.
Hello and welcome. My name is Donald Tucker, and an effort to continue to provide for our students and connect families across the country. This year we have taken on bringing our commitment to the district's children even greater. We believe that athletics plays a vital role in personal growth, character development, and overall well-being. That's why we need your help. Partner with us, you become an integral part of the journey with. Visit our website, www.springdaleathleticfoundation.org. You can find out more information about our organization and how you can help support. So I invite you to stand with us. Welcome to Springdale Athletic Foundation. We
that is fresh, full of flavor, and all for a good cause can only come from Tacos for Life in Springdale. Enjoy delicious tacos for a cause. When you buy a meal, Tacos for Life donates the proceeds to provide a meal to starving children. Download the Tacos for Life app for ongoing promotions and free food for our friends right here in Springdale. Great food for a great cause. Tacos for Life, 1210 JTL Parkway in Springdale.
I'm Don Strubing. It's because of the generosity of people like you, we are able to fully support the Fuel and Feed program. For this, we thank you and appreciate your help. I support Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
My name is Zach Arns. I'm voice of the Springdale Bulldogs. Thank you for donating to the Fuel and Feed program. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director of the Springdale Athletic Foundation. Please take this time to help our students and coaches. Visit the link on the screen to donate now.
On behalf of Springdale Schools Athletics, I want to say thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Joe and Larry here with Sam's Furniture. We just wanted to thank you for your business and to let you know that your purchase helps serve so many people.
That's right. The culture here at Sam's is to love and serve others in our community and around the globe. So when you buy at Sam's, part of your purchase goes to support one of the many organizations we partner with.
You enable us to invest in our children, teachers, veterans, development in Africa, and distributing wheelchairs to those in need around the world. You are a part of this. So from the Sam's Furniture family to yours,
thank you.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post, from downtown to way out of town, to connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected.
Thank you for supporting the Fuel and Feet program. I'm Cassie Lloyd, the head volleyball coach at Har-Ber High School, and without your help, this program would not be possible. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
My name is Brandy Davis, girls basketball coach at Central Junior High. Thank you for donating to the Fuel and Feet program. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director of the Springdale Athletic Foundation. Please take this time to help our students and coaches. Visit the link on the screen to donate now.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your generosity.
Hometown. That word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. Har-Ber's. Hometown fresh.
Sometimes a dream car has nothing to do with horsepower or performance.
My dream car is the one that gets me to my job every day. The one that lets me help a friend in need.
I didn't think I had the credit.
My credit score wasn't that good.
But Car-Mart believed in me.
They believed in me. My dream car? A 2016 Nissan Sentra. What's yours?
America's Car-Mart. You keep the dream, and we'll keep you on the road.
I'm Jason Jones, principal at Springdale High School. Thank you for making an investment into the future of athletics in our community of Springdale. We support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
Thank you for supporting the Fuel and Feet program. I am Paul Gray, principal at Har-Ber High School. Without your help, this program would not be possible. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director of the Springdale Athletic Foundation. Please take this time to help our students and coaches. Visit the link on the screen to donate now.
Thank you for your support.
On behalf of Springdale School Athletics, I want to say thank you.
Goodbye, paperwork. Hello, convenience. Farewell, waiting. Hello, personal service. Catch you later, dreaming. Hello, planning. Buy your dream home, connect with a personal banker, and easily schedule an appointment with digital tools from Arvest Bank. Goodbye limits, hello possibilities.
Accidents are never planned. But no matter how small, every emergency that involves a child is a big deal. It's everything. That's why we're here. Arkansas Children's Northwest offers the only pediatric emergency room in Northwest Arkansas with fast access, pediatric experts, and kid-sized care. Peace of mind when you need it most.
Hi, I'm Mary Jordan. Springdale Public Schools is launching a free weekly podcast called Springdale Today, which will feature news relevant to Springdale families. Springdale Today will feature educational news, district staff and students, as well as influential members of the Springdale community. I hope you'll join us as the free Springdale Today podcast premieres Wednesday, September 11th at noon on YouTube and your favorite podcast app. I look forward to chatting with you more about what's happening in Springdale today.
Good evening, football fans. It's the first week of October, and that puts the Har-Ber Wildcats on the road for the first road conference game this year. as they take on the Rogers Heritage War Eagles. Both teams are coming off conference losses and are looking to rebound to even their conference records at 1-1. Har-Ber's coming in tonight with the conference opening loss to Bentonville, and in that game Har-Ber had a rough time and a rough night on either side of the ball as the Tigers beat the Wildcats 38-7. The offensive production was stymied as Bentonville shut down the running game as the Wildcats holding them to 59 yards rushing and a total of 237 yards overall. The lone bright spot was the 68-yard touchdown pass from Bryce Owens to Trayson Wright. Heritage is also coming off the loss at the hands of the Springdale Bulldogs, 33-7, and the War Eagles are winless on the year and are looking to snap a losing streak that has been going on for 2 years. One team will be looking for their first conference win tonight. Good evening, everyone. Brad Spurlock on the play-by-play call again tonight, and joining me will be my broadcasting partner, Coach Bray Cook. And, Coach, as we look at the game tonight, coming off the loss to Bentonville, knowing their offense didn't really get on track last week, what have the coaches told the kids and have them prepared for the first conference road game against Heritage tonight?
Well, Brad, they say the same thing they say every week, and that's going to be focus on ourselves, focus on taking that step forward and being able to execute our offense and our defense, obviously, against a talented War Eagle team from Heritage that has struggled in the past. You come off a game from Bentonville, you get stymied a little bit on offense, you don't quite get into your rhythm in the second half, and it comes to bite you. You got to put that behind you. You've played some really good football teams in these preseason and in this first conference game against Bentonville, Greenwood, Farmington, and you've done some really good things. Now it's time to take that step forward, put that in the past, and start a new season tonight against Heritage.
Heritage is coming off a winless record as well, but we know this is the 7A West Conference, and it's a game that you never want to take things for granted. So how does the defense prepare for these multiple formations that the War Eagles will throw at them tonight?
Well, luckily, our defense has a great game plan, and they've done a great job all week. I've talked to their coaches, and one of the things that they focused in on was honing in on their coverage assignments. And, we've had a little bit of movement in the back end. I believe we got some more movement tonight. Some players who haven't seen the field quite yet are going to get a start tonight. But for them, it's just alignment, assignment, technique. It's being able to cover the man in front of you, understand your job, do your 1/11th, and not have those big busts against a team that is going to show you multiple formations like you mentioned.
Absolutely. Well, the coin toss has been taking place at midfield, has been done. Har-Ber won the coin toss, has deferred to the second half. Let's introduce the captains tonight. First for the Wildcats, number 69, that's Devin Robertson, and number 26, Kanan Costa, who's in street clothes. But they will be the captains for Har-Ber tonight. And for the Heritage War Eagles, we've got number 4, Diego Juarez, number 18, Jake Stout, and number 72, Damian Lee. We've got another big conference game here at Gate Stadium here in Rogers, and we'll have the coin toss. Once again, we've already had it. Lineups coming up, and we'll introduce the lineups real quick as we will see once again that Har-Ber had deferred to the second half. And we'll see how the kickoff is going to go. We're so glad that you can join us here tonight on a Friday night. It's a nice night, 81 degrees, clear skies. And as always, a big, tough conference game. And as you start looking at these games a little bit, Bray, these are starting setting up for not only conference records but also playoff position as well.
Oh, yeah, and the beautiful storyline that is the 7A West is unfolding right in front of us. And there's been some incredible matchups already with Bentonville West taking on Fayetteville, and Rogers has become an offensive powerhouse. There's going to be some exciting games for Har-Ber moving down later into the season. But obviously, you're focused on tonight. You're focused on getting that conference win and starting things off with a bang coming after that Bentonville loss last Friday night.
Har-Ber's looking to rebound after that tough opening home loss, conference opening loss to the Bentonville Tigers, and they will look to get back on track here on the road in Rogers. We're waiting for the Har-Ber Wildcats as they march down the sidewalk here at the stadium. Heritage has already made their entrance into the stadium. Got a good crowd tonight. Har-Ber has brought a good contingency here with them along with the Har-Ber Wildcat Band, and they'll have a rooting section to go along with the great football play we will see tonight out of these youngsters.
Looks like we might have a beach theme for the student section. Some wishful thinking. I like it. I like the energy they're bringing. And especially on a Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue weekend. A lot of bikes around the stadium. They're sitting up here preparing for the game, and there's hordes of bikers.
Ladies and gentlemen, here come the Har-Ber Wildcats here at Gate Stadium in Rogers. And across the way, we can hear the fight song from the Har-Ber Wildcat Band. We're so glad that they could be a part of us with us here at the football game tonight. But once again, we're set ready for football. And once again, we're looking to see one of these teams get their first opening conference win tonight in the 2025 season. We're getting ready for kickoff, and it looks like Har-Ber will be kicking off tonight. And the Heritage War Eagles will be back deep to receive the opening kickoff. And they have a trio of gentlemen in the backfield. Number one is kind of their speedster, Camden Isbell, who returns a lot of kicks. He's pretty fast. So Har-Ber wants to do a good job here on the kickoff in coverage here.
Sure, and that's something we have done well so far this preseason. Coach Karen does a great job with those special teams and really schemes up, put us in position to win on this and very crucial unit that a lot of teams can kind of overlook a little bit. But I think that Coach Dannenhauer and Coach Kennard have really put together a game plan, because each one of these kickoffs and kick returns and special team situations, you see us play it differently. And you see us play with a goal and something in mind that's not just kicking the ball to the other team and trying to cover your gaps. They do a great job of scheming them up.
Bordy Roland Reynolds set to kick it off for the Wildcats, who dressed out in their visiting white uniform shirts, blue pants, and we are underway, and the ball's going to sail into the end zone, where the War Eagles will take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. And Bray, we'll see right here right off the bat, they're going to have, sometimes they will go into the maybe the shotgun formation, but sometimes the wing T formation. So definitely going to have some different options here as we begin the ball game.
Yeah, and that's something you see, a team like Heritage struggling to get that rhythm on offense, and they're going to throw some different things in there and give you some different looks that you're not quite accustomed to and make you practice against them all week in practice. So that is advantage Heritage.
So as Har-Ber comes out, their first defensive stand here, they are lined up in a double wing T formation, Heritage is. And we'll go over this in just a few minutes. And there's a straight handoff right up the middle. And Har-Ber defends that pretty good. Looks like a pickup of about 3 or 4, we'll call it 5 yards on the play, where it'll be second down.
Yeah, and a big part of this defensive game plan is just understanding the rhythm of this kind of offense. And it's not your normal fits. And Coach might have a special week of practice to prepare for this. But you got to get the feel for playing against an offense like the one we're looking at right now.
Braden Carroll is the starting quarterback for the War Eagles. We'll try to get some of these numbers and names as we go along. Their starting fullback was out from last week against Springdale. And now there's going to be a quarterback keep. Carroll takes it. And he stopped right there.
Yeah, well, a lot of misdirection. Again, that's one of those things. That's why you run this offense. Get your defenders to try and get those eye violations and lose their keys. And we seem to be doing a decent job of following our gaps and understanding where we're supposed to be.
Siler Moore on the stop for the Wildcats, but it's going to be enough for the first down. They picked up exactly 5 yards, so the ball is placed at the 30-yard line of Har-Ber. The War Eagles, I should say, are dressed in their home blue uniforms, orange trim. And they're looking to right the ship, so to speak, going into this next conference game. Carroll under center. It's going to be kind of a quick pitch this time. And that's Evan Gordon on the keep.
And one of the things that you're going to need to watch out for here, Coach, is the time of possession. When you line up against an offense like this, their whole game plan is to try and hold the ball, keep it away from your offense, and just grind the clock down mentally. And that's just something that, offensively you got to stay awake on the sideline.
That's a gain of 6 for Gordon. Comes up 2nd and 4. Ball's placed at the 36-yard line to the near hash. Once again, this is a ball control type offense. We will see different formations out of this. But right now we see the double wing T.
Yep, sticking with it.
Carroll once again, that's a handoff to Evan Gordon, or if you can call a quick pitch. But he's got a little bit of room. And he's going to be tripped up there at the last minute. That looks like that is Sion Wilson on the stop.
Yeah, and we talked about this after our game Friday night last week is, coming off such a high-intensity game against Bentonville, you got to be able to come back and start fast against a team like Heritage. You don't want them to get momentum early. And so this is where we really need to wake up and start flying around to the ball and make some big plays early on in this game.
So it's going to be first down for the War Eagles. They just crossed over into Har-Ber territory. They are moving left to right on your television screen. Again, they come out in the double wing formation. Carroll under center. This time it's a straight handoff up the middle. Boy, they're getting a great push up the middle. Bunch of Wildcats there stopping.
Yep, bunch of Wildcats. And this is one of those games going to be one in the trenches. You got to get those big men up front, come off the ball, and stop this progress on the ground.
That's Tyler McFerrin, looks like on the carry Tyler McFan on the carry for the War Eagles. Once again, Connor Autran, who is their starting running back, injured last week against Springdale, is out. But that's going to pick up a 5 yard, 2nd and 5 for the War Eagles. Just underway here in the first quarter. Conference game, second conference game of the season for the Wildcats. There's a quick pitch once again. Evan Gordon. That time he's brought down in the backfield. And that is number 49 for the Wildcats, Will White.
Will White on a big play there. And then, like I said, it's understanding the feel of this offense. And as this game goes on, they'll play a little faster and faster. And that's exactly what we needed right there.
So that's going to be a loss of 2 yards. So right now, big 3rd down and 7 for this Wildcat defense. One thing that you will notice on this option, there's a lot of keys they look at. Sometimes they do the quick pitch, but they do sometimes will read their keys, defensive ends, on where they're going to hand off or pitch. Once again, there is a pitch outside, stopped in the backfield once again.
It's like Will White again. Looks like
Will White, and his helmet comes off. That was Jaden Cortez on the carry. No gain. So that's going to be 4th down now for the War Eagles. Great stop by that Wildcat defense.
Great stop, and it looks like Will's kind of got the hang of this offense already, and it's when the helmet comes off, you got to come out for a play. So luckily it's 4th down for us.
So the War Eagles are lining up to punt. This is Ronald Vuzet, if I do apologize if I mispronounce his name. But once again, back for us tonight. In the punt receiving formation is Zach Miller, who is our punt returner. Does a great job for us. But it's going to be 4th down and 7.
This is that fake punt territory. I don't think they're going to pull one off, but
punts away. And Zach Miller just lets it go over his head, and it looks like it does go into the end zone, where it'll be a touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats here at the 20-yard line. So let's introduce our starting lineup tonight. And once again, this is a starting lineup. If something's changed we are not familiar with, we do apologize, but this is what we usually have. Bryce Owens comes out as quarterback. We've got Reed McAllister, the workhorse for this Wildcat offense. Trayson Wright, Jack Gilder, tight end. Austin Sandoval, another wide receiver. Zach Miller, Greer Graham is the offensive production team. We'll get the big hogs here in just a minute, but now Bryce Owens going to quarterback keep first thing. Fumbles the ball on the play. And looks like the War Eagles have recovered it.
Yeah, and that's just one of those things that we've struggled a little bit with ball security. And like I said before, this is not a team. It's not that game that you want to give them any life, because a team like Heritage, who has not had that success, when they get that taste of success, they'll chase it. So we need a big stop here. We need to start flying around on defense.
We have talked about that on several occasions, about how start off fast, hang on to the ball. That's been a big thing here for this Wildcat offense, especially in the early parts of the game. Trying to clean this up. But here, the second possession now for the War Eagles. Ball's placed at the 21-yard line. 1st and 10. Now they've got a reverse here. And they pick up just a little bit of room. That is Jaden Cortez on the reverse.
Yeah, good job sniffing that out. And part of that success is, again, trying to understand that offense. You're a little slower, and so I think we were right there for that reverse.
2nd and 9, pickup of 1 for Cortez. Turnovers are a momentum killer.
Yep, they are. Glad we got big old McKinley down there at nose guard. That's a big body. It's tough to push against this offense.
Carroll under center. This time he hands it off. Evan Gordon picks up about 7-8 yards on the play. We'll call it 3rd and 2. Pivotal 3rd down here for this Wildcat defense and early going here at Gates Stadium.
Yep. Pivotal 3rd down. You're absolutely right. And this is, again, it seems like we're playing just a little slow out there. Need to pick up our foot speed and just go out there and attack these guys.
This is a methodical type of offense that you see from the War Eagles. Don't see too many wing tees much anymore.
No, you don't. That's why it's so difficult to
Ball
defend.
control. Once again, there's a pitch to Gordon. He comes around right side, and he looks like he's going to pick up the first down here in the red zone, and he's going to be around the 10-9-yard line. So it's going to be first and goal for the War Eagles, moving in to score against the Wildcats.
Yeah, we talked about staying ready on offense and getting lulled to sleep. We've had one play in this first quarter, and we're at 5 minutes left. That's going to be pivotal tonight.
First and goal. The ball's placed at the 10, near hash, we'll call it here at Gates Stadium. Once again, a ball control type offense that we're seeing out of the War Eagles. As they break huddle, Carroll once again under center. This time it's a pitch to the outside, and he's going to be dropped in the backfield. Will White again on the stop. And Will White's all over the place, so it's going to be a loss of about 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, if I'm coach, I'm making sure his helmet is strapped on tight because he's playing well, and he does not need to come out for another play. He's playing good ball right now.
Jaden Cortez once again on that sweep, but great defensive play by Will White. Loss of 4, second goal now at the 14. Har-Ber applying some pressure here on this drive as they're put in a bad situation under the turnover. And we'll see what they can do here. Once again, now Carroll backs out of center and goes back underneath. Here's a quick pitch once again. That's Cortez, and he is stopped right there. It looks like Will White once again, ladies and gentlemen.
Love it. Love it. Keep flying to the ball.
So that is a pickup of 2 yards, so we'll call it third and goal now at the 13-yard line.
Yeah, such a big part of this game tonight is keeping contained and forcing that ball back inside, and I think we've done a good job of that so far. Now it's filling those holes inside and stopping that momentum on the ground.
That's a correction on the ball carry. It was Gordon on the ball carry. Now Carroll's looking to the sideline. We've got 3:23 left to play here in the first quarter. Once again, Coach, you made mention that how fast this is going with this ball control. And now we're going to take a timeout. The War Eagles have taken the timeout, but they're moving toward the end zone. We got 3:17 left to play here in the first quarter. We're going to take a timeout with them. You're watching the Har-Ber Wildcat football on the Springdale Athletic Foundation football broadcast.
Hey Northwest Arkansas, Lara here at Sam's Furniture. If you're looking for new furniture, we have over 170,000 square feet selection at everyday low prices and same-day delivery available. But the best part is that we love to serve our community. So when you buy at Sam's, part of your purchase goes to support one of the many amazing organizations that we have been blessed to partner with. Serving others, especially those in need, is our culture here, and we hope that you'll be a part of that too. Arkansas's largest furniture destination, get it at Sam's.
My name is Adobe, and this is my Chick-fil-A success story. When I started as a team member, I was pretty shy and struggled with my confidence. And now, that same shy person, she owns her own Chick-fil-A restaurant.
Just underway here in the first quarter. Heritage War Eagles on the drive, but it's a third and goal situation here at the 12-yard line. Carroll hands it off up the middle. And it looks like he's going to be stopped, maybe brought down at the 5-yard line. I believe that was Tyler McFan again, the up back. A great stop by that interior defense of the Wildcats.
Yeah, and one of the things that's advantage Har-Ber here is when you run this type of offense, when you get in that third and long situation, it's really tough to convert. You just don't have those plays in your playbook. And obviously right there, you see it in real life. So we'll take the fourth down.
Great stop by the defense. So now the War Eagles are going to be lining up, and they're getting their team here on the field goal team on the field. Substitution. This is Ronald Bouzette. Do apologize again. Kick is down. The kick is up, and it is good. And that's a 23-yard field goal. So the War Eagles take an early 3-0 lead over the Wildcats. We'll have the kickoff right after this. Once again, you're watching the Har-Ber Wildcat football on the Springdale Athletic Foundation football broadcast. Back here at Gates Stadium, and Heritage takes the second possession of the game after Har-Ber turnover, and they convert that into points. They lead 3-0 over the Wildcats, and now we're set up for kickoff for the for the War Eagles. Kicking off once again is Ronald Bouzette, and back deep for the Wildcats. Looks like it was a short kick that time. That was Graham on the reception, so a little sky kick. So Har-Ber's going to start off with good field position here, Coach, and hopefully to hang on the ball and see what we can do here on that second possession.
Yeah, and I mean, like we talked about earlier, and I'm going to keep going back to this. I mean, there's 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter, and our offense has ran one play. So now it's time to come out here. Let's wake up. Let's go out here and do our job, execute, play our style of football, and not get lazy with the ball. That's extremely important, and we have to show that right now.
Pistol formation. Owens in that pistol, drops back to pass. He's looking to throw. He's going down, and there is a penalty flag. He was intended for Trayson Wright that time.
Yeah, and we got a hold of him a little early there, and Heritage coaches aren't super excited about it.
Edwin Reyes on the coverage. Waiting for the call here from the head referee. So that's going to be a penalty on the War Eagles. Pass interference. They did call that on Diego Juarez, looks like. But that's a big break there for the Wildcats. And, Coach, you talked about it, too. Maybe you don't want to see them press too much, even though this is their second possession.
Yeah, and very likely that was something the coach saw on film and knew that was how that defender played that ball. And a good call there on first down.
McAllister goes back into the backfield. Owens once again on the quarterback keep up the middle. Got a little bit of room. And he is dropped there, looks like by Diego Juarez again. But that's going to be a pickup of 10 yards, first down and 10 for the Wildcats.
Yep, another X's and O's, schemed him up. Great job on his feet, and that's something that I know we can lean a lot on just because he's so talented on the ground. Now again, hold on to the ball.
Ball's placed at the 36-yard line of Heritage. They are moving right to left on your television screen. Have shift in motion. This time Owens hands off to Reed McAllister up the middle. Got a little bit of room. And he's still turning. This is one thing we've saw him over the year. He's able to turn those legs, keep turning down to about the 29-yard line and pick up of about 8 yards on the play.
And that's something that I was looking forward to tonight, just watching him just attack on the ground. And he's done it so well this season, and hoping tonight he's able to bust a couple and get some big yardage on the ground.
You know he's got to be itching after the performance last week, even though he tried. Bentonville just swallowed him up last year. So you know he's looking to get back on track tonight. So it's going to be second down and 3. And once again, a handoff to McAllister. Comes right side. Got a little bit of hole. Finds a little bit of room. Missed tackle there. Got a little bit more. And he's brought down to about the 10-yard line. We'll call 11-yard line. But that's going to be first and 10 for the Wildcats.
Yep. Reed McAllister is hungry. Feed that man the rock and let him just pound all night. 4 quarters. Fun football to watch.
You know, we watched him against Greenwood, over 200 yards on the ground. So, you know, he's raring to go and to get back into the end zone. So, once again, we're calling it first and 10, just outside the 10-yard line. But they are in the red zone. Once again, there's a handoff. Comes around right tackle. And he picks up about 7 yards on the play. Maybe call it 8. Now, Har-Ber still can get a first down here without a touchdown. So, they're in a good spot here on this possession.
Yeah, and that's the kind of offense you like to see. I mean, we throw it around a little bit. A quarterback's able to get on his feet, and then we're able to attack the ground, the run game, establish that quickly. This is what Har-Ber football should look like. Hold on to the ball. And if I'm the coach, I'm probably saying that every single play call because that is the one thing that can stop this offense.
Owens takes the snap, looking, fakes handoff, gets in. It's going to be a touchdown. Har-Ber Wildcats, Bryce Owens from 3 yards, call it 2 yards out for the score, and Har-Ber's on the scoreboard for their first touchdown.
Yep, dynamic player, making dynamic plays, finding the end zone, again, is crucial, especially in before this, the stop. You know, when we hold them to the field goal, we say field goals, not touchdowns. And so that's huge for our defense to be able to get that momentum stop, and then offense take it down the field. This is what you like to see.
Morty Roland Reynolds on for the extra point. Kick is up. And it is good, so Har-Ber gets on the board with their touchdown, and they lead 7-3 over the Heritage War Eagles. We'll take another timeout. Once again, you're watching the Har-Ber Wildcat football on the Springdale Athletic Foundation football broadcast.
Thank you for supporting the Fuel and Feet program. I'm Jared Park. Without your help, this program would not be possible. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
Hi, my name is Brett Hobbs. I'm the head football coach at Springdale High School. Thank you for making an investment into the future of athletics in our community.
Har-Ber's able to take their second possession in for the score. We did see a great running that time by Reed McAllister, and then finishing it off by Bryce Owens, aided with a little bit of a pass interference, but that's what you like to see out of your offense.
It is. And coming back to special teams, you got to put all three of these phases together. And this is one of those things that in a game like a school, like a team like Heritage, you cannot fall asleep at any one of those three spots because they'll sneak up on you and cause some problems.
Bordy Roland Reynolds kicks, goes into the end zone for another touchback. And we'll keep it right here. We've got 25 seconds left to play here in the first quarter. Now we'll see this Har-Ber Wildcat defense, see if they make some adjustments. And we will see what the War Eagles will do, see if they stay in this wing T formation or they come out in more of a traditional split. Well, I'd say traditional, but wing T is probably more traditional than anything anymore. But
well, yeah, and in these situations too, when you run that offense, when you get to a point where you're trying to catch up on the scoreboard, it can be difficult to run this offense and hold on to the ball and that slow, methodical when you need some bigger plays.
They are coming in that double wing formation. This time it's a quick pitch. Had him in the backfield for just a minute. He escaped him. That was, once again, Evan Gordon on the carry.
Yeah, and that was almost Will White that had him for a TFL, and that's one of those, we talk about wrapping up and bringing him to the ground, but he's at least able to get a piece of him, slow him down, and those Wildcats are able to catch up.
Will White has been all over the place for the Har-Ber Wildcat defense, and that's going to do it for the end of the first quarter. Once again, Har-Ber leads the score 7-3 over the Heritage War Eagles, and we'll be back to start the second quarter right after these messages. And we're here starting the second quarter as Har-Ber takes the 7-3 lead on a great offensive possession. Once again, we saw a lot of running there by Reed McAllister, tapping it off by Bryce Owens for the 2-yard plunge. And now here we come back to start of the third quarter. And the Heritage War Eagles be taking over. The balls be placed at the 24-yard line. And now they will be moving right to left here on your television screen as we start.
Yeah, it's such a dynamic duo there on offense, and you toss in Gilder at tight end, and we start getting him the ball, and you really start expanding out to our receivers who've made some incredible plays so far this year. A lot of playmakers on that side of the ball. Just like on defense, we've seen all 11 guys fly around to the football. A little different against this offense. Like we mentioned Will White's name, I feel like every play. But it's a huge piece to have that defensive line involved against this offense.
Braden Carroll, the quarterback. There's a quick pitch. Once again, Evan Gordon comes around the right side. Looks like Grayson Daspit there with some other Wildcats on the play to bring him down, but it's going to be a pickup of maybe about 3 yards. So it's going to be third. Actually, we'll call it maybe 2. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4 on the play for the Wildcat defense.
Yeah, and one thing you have to watch out for here is you get so they lull you to sleep on these run plays when you're a defensive back and you're not involved in the game as much as you normally are. You still have to read your keys. You still have to understand that they're going to toss one of those balls in the air here on a play potentially like right now.
There's a handoff up the middle, but we do have penalty flags down. See what the call is for the stoppage of play. So it's going to be encroachment against the Wildcats. And with that, that gives them an automatic first down. You hate to see that on the pivotal third down play.
You do. We talk about shooting yourself in the foot and those self-inflicted mistakes, and that's just something you got to pay attention to. I know you're eager. I know you're excited. You got to play ball the right way.
So it's going to be 1st and 10, balls placed at the 31-yard line. Once again, this is a slower pace than what we've saw over the past few weeks. Different teams, but this is what you get in the 7A West. Sometimes you get this slug 'em football. And this time the War Eagles pitch it out. Now that is their running back who was injured last week. That's Connor Autran, who was their starter. But he come around the left side and picks up about 7 yards on the play.
Well, they got me on the eye violation there. I didn't know where the ball was, and I imagine that's part of what, that's why they do it, and they do a pretty decent job of it. So again, it's those keeping your eyes right, reading your keys. So I got to do a better job of that.
So 2nd and 5, we'll call it 2nd and 5 on the play. Autran, he moved from offensive lineman to fullback this year. We can see why. Big gentleman.
What a dream.
This time it's going to be a quick pitch up the middle. That's Evan Gordon on the I call reception, but that was a quick pitch. Stopped by that interior line. Pickup, we'll call it 1. So once again, we've got a pivotal 3rd down here for the Wildcat defense.
Pivotal 3rd down indeed. And you mentioned, the 7A West and the different things that you're going to see. And, there's a lot of really good coaches on this Heritage coaching staff. And they're gonna have some wrinkles tonight. And you got to be aware of them.
Eric Munoz, the head coach for the Heritage War Eagles. Looking to turn this program around. There's a little counter play on and that once again is Connor Altrand. And he is going to be stopped short of the line to gain, which is the 41-yard line. So we're going to call it 4th and 2, and it looks like they're sending their punt team on. So great stop by the Wildcat defense.
Great stop, and I'm going to say his name again, Will White there. He didn't make the tackle, but he was able to pop up on his feet after getting knocked down and forcing that play back inside, which is crucial. So that was a huge play by him.
Ronald Bouzet, once again, is the punter and kicker for this team, gets it away. And this time Zach Miller lets it bounce, and it takes a big bounce for the War Eagles going inside the 5-yard line down at the 4. He got a good friendly roll here on that turf. So the Wildcats are going to take it over 1st and 10 at the 4-yard line. So, Coach, we want to see maybe what they can do here on the second possession, back deep in their own end zone.
Yep, yeah, and the coaching point here is just get 2 first downs, right? You're just trying to get out of this hole that you're in with this ball position. It's not about finding the other end zone. It's executing and just getting that ball out of this dangerous spot in case you do get that punt situation, because last thing you want is to punt out of the back of your own end zone.
Mayhew, Lewis, Ballard, Graham, Huffmaster was what we've had down here. If that's changed, I do apologize, but that's usually has been our starting lineup, starting Beast Boys up front. And they'll probably rely on them here just a little bit. And there's a handoff. We got a little bit of room. That's Greer Graham. Correction, that's Zach Miller on the carry. Little end around on the left side, and he picks up a first down. Once again, picking up some first downs here deep in their end zone.
All right, now you're back in normal field position. Now you can go back there, not worry about where you're at, and just play ball. Let her loose.
So that's the pickup of right around 20 yards on the play. Good run for Zach Miller. 1st and 10. Now we got another little wrinkle in the background, and that is Trayson Wright in the backfield.
Yep.
You want to get your playmakers the ball, don't you?
Yeah, yes, you do, and you want to have them follow Mark Ballard, which is it's so tough to be a center, snap the ball, and then fold around to the left side. Beautiful job by the center there, getting up on the second level and getting this room.
We do look like we have a penalty flag on the play. They're backing up, so we'll see what they're going to call here.
Man.
So a great run wiped out by an illegal formation. And then once again, we thought that was a new little wrinkle we saw there, having Trayson Wright in the backfield. But sometimes someone may not always get up on that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, when you have an adjustment like that, you got to be able to line up and execute correctly, or you hurt yourself. And we talked about shooting ourselves in the foot. We can't have it.
So it's 1st and 15, pushed back to the 20-yard line. Now we've got empty backfield. Owens in the backfield by himself, looks to the left. He throws over that way. And he's got it complete, got a little bit of room, makes one man miss. Now we've got Graham on the reception. And he picks up about 10 yards, so it's going to be a manageable 2nd and 5 for the Wildcat offense.
Yeah, great pick up there, getting back in front of the chains, going back to your normal offense.
Second down. Wildcats now moving left to right. Looking to get on the winning track here in the conference road opener. Now this time Owens keeps and throws it just right down into the ground, and we'll make sure there's no grounding on the play. Yeah. They do rule it incomplete, so break there. So it'll be 3rd down and 6 for the Wildcat offense.
Yeah, look like he had Jack there. He was open, but that pressure was right up on him. I think it was a little unexpected. Looked like it was designed, but missed an opportunity to hit an open receiver.
So as they break the huddle, once again, ball's placed at the 28-yard line, 29-yard line. 3rd and 6. Owens drops back to pass. Got a little bit of rush, setting up a screen. That looks like Reed McAllister got a first down. Got a little bit of more room up the middle. Breaking a few tackles, bringing it back inside the middle.
Wow.
What a great run. Reed McAllister on the screen pass. And that'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
Man, and here comes the tempo. A beautifully executed screen, and now we're set.
So about a 25-yard pickup. Reed McAllister gets the ball again, this time the old-fashioned way, right up the middle.
Yep.
And pick up about 13 on the play.
Huge pickup. We've mentioned this a couple times this year. Those high snaps look like we had to jump up and catch that one. Really hope that doesn't hurt us later in the game. Able to save it and make a huge play there and go back to tempo.
Once again on the quick tempo, and we've got either a timeout or did they get enough people off the field? We'll see what they call here.
Yeah, that's so tough whenever you've got a plan to rotate in your defensive linemen or your defensive players, and then whenever an offense just suddenly goes tempo, that can throw you a wrench real quick.
We'll take a quick timeout with them. Once again, the score is 7-3, Har-Ber over Heritage. We'll be back right after these messages.
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
Coming back from the timeout, Har-Ber has got the ball. 1st and 10, 21-yard line of Heritage. This is their 3rd possession. They opened the game with a fumble, first play of the game. And now once again we've got a run right up the middle. That's Jack Gilder on the carry.
There you go. That's a fun little wrinkle.
So we're seeing some different things out of this Wildcat offense.
Find creative ways to get your playmakers the ball and let them go. And that's when you got a kid like that, that's a great way to do it.
Seeing some wrinkles out of this Wildcat offense. So it's a pickup of about 7 yards. Now Bryce Owens takes it around right side. He's got a plethora of people in front of him.
Yes, he does.
And he is pushed out of bounds, or did he get in? Let's see. They pushed him out at the 1-yard line.
Wow.
So it's going to be 1st and goal for the Wildcat offense.
Well, look, we had 3 men there right there on the right side, and I don't know how you don't follow that to the promised land. That was a beautiful play design. And, again, give your quarterback who's good on his feet, give him the ball, give him the opportunity, and put some blockers in front of him.
Bryce Owen needs to high-five his lineman all the way down the field. He had a wall there that just about got him into the end zone, but just fell short, about 19 yards on the place, but it is 1st and goal. High snap once again, but this time he takes it, and we've got a penalty flag on the play. Owens looks like he did score, but we'll wait for the penalty flag. It comes from the referee. We talked about that a little bit, Coach, seeing those high snaps gets a little worrisome sometimes.
Yeah, it does. It does, and that's one of those things that you see the early warning signs, and it's hurt us once. I mean, it's really hurt us once this year. But on a play like that, it hurts. You're not able to get the timing down like you've practiced, and it can really slow you down.
Mark Ballard on the call for the hold. Backs him up 10 yards, so what was a 1st and goal at the 1 is now 1st and goal back at the 11. Reed McAllister in the backfield with Owens. This time Owens comes around left side. He's looking to throw. He's got a man. Throws it up to Gilder. He brings it down back to the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line.
Yep, that's one of those things that you hate to back yourself up behind the chains, but you got to fight for every single yard, and we fought right back to where we started. So let's just finish the job on this play right here.
So it's going to be second goal. Once again, I'm seeing some new wrinkles out of this offense. That time he just had a quick roll out to Gilder. And now it's going to be a handoff. Nope, Owen keeps it again, and he just walks in the end zone. Once again, a great push by that offensive line, but it's a Har-Ber touchdown that leads 13-3.
Yep. Great wrinkle again. You got two pullers there, and then you add in your running back to lead you through as quarterback, and that's beautiful play design. And, again, that's really tough to stop when you've got three bodies who are as talented as those three bodies, and he's able to walk into the end zone.
Roland Reynolds in for the extra point. Will Croft, he's the holder. Kayshawn Holder, he is the deep snapper for the Wildcats. Now we're getting the lineman back for this extra point. Snaps back, holds down, kick is up. And it is good. 5:46 left to play here in the first half. Har-Ber takes a 14-3 lead. We'll be back for the kickoff right after these messages. You're watching the Har-Ber Wildcat football on Springdale Athletic Foundation football broadcast.
Food that is fresh, full of flavor, and all for a good cause can only come from Tacos for Life in Springdale. Enjoy delicious tacos for a cause. When you buy a meal, Tacos for Life donates the proceeds to provide a meal to starving children. Download the Tacos for Life app for ongoing promotions and free food for our friends right here in Springdale. Great food for a great cause. Tacos for Life, 1210 JTL Parkway in Springdale.
We're back at Gates Stadium, 5:46 left to play in the first half. Coach, we think about that first play. They fumbled on. Har-Ber's had pretty much a good response after that.
Yep, good response. Sometimes it takes a little shaky, wake you up, and when you come off that Bentonville game, you're playing Heritage. It's sometimes you're just a little slow to start, and you hate to say that, and we were, but now I think that we kind of found our groove a little bit.
This is Camden Isbell, and he is surrounded, gets out of that tackle, but now he's dropped.
Well, we got a pretty violent block in the back there on Heritage.
That's Siler Moore on the stop, starting linebacker on the kickoff coverage. We do have a penalty flag on the play. So it looks like they're going to push them back even farther on this next possession. You called it there, Coach, pushing the back.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that's really tough to coach and to get good at, because when bodies are flying around that fast and then that intense of a play that is a kick return, those things you just really have to be disciplined.
So the War Eagle offense comes back to the field. They've stayed with this wing T formation the whole game. Last week they had a little bit of formation from Springdale, but they're sticking with the wing T right now. And this is going to be a pitch to Gordon. He comes around left side. Got a little bit of room. He's off to the races. And that's Zion Wilson able to track him down.
Goodness.
But what was back in their own end zone got a big gain for the War Eagles.
Yeah, we talk about lulling to sleep. But in that offense, you have to stay disciplined, keep your gaps, and man, they found one right there.
So a big pickup for the War Eagle offense. Once again, Evan Gordon on the carry. Zion Wilson did a great job tracking him down to save the touchdown. But the ball is going to be placed at the 42-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 as they are on the Wildcat side of the field.
Now, one thing we've noticed tonight, and I haven't watched a whole lot of film on Rogers Heritage, but it looks like they're throwing or pitching the ball to the right almost the entire game. Interesting to see what their game plan is with that.
This time it's just a hand right up the middle, and that's their big fullback, McFan, who picks up about 5 yards on the play. 2nd and 5 for the War Eagles. 4:43 left to play. Braden Carroll, the quarterback, brings his team out of the huddle. The Wildcat defense looking to put a stop here. Maybe get the ball back one more time for the end of the half. And we saw a man move. I think they caught him there. We will wait to see what the referee says, but it did look like they had a movement on the offensive line.
Yeah, and that played a huge part in last week's game. A lot of false starts there by Bentonville's offensive line, and we see it here with Rogers Heritage.
So it's going to back them up 5 yards. What was a 4 or 5 yard gain now backs them up to 2nd and 11. And now the ball is placed right around the 43.
Yeah, look to see our defensive line capitalize on that. Maybe include a little more stem, a little more intense stem. You jump from one spot to another and get those offensive line a little finicky there when you don't know where that D lineman is going to line up exactly.
Watching Will White, who's kind of been the star of the defense tonight. We'll see where he lines up on the far side of the defensive line. This time they run away from him, but he tracks him down, and brings him down in the backfield.
Yeah, and that's both those outside linebackers. We got a little bit of a bear front there with your 3D linemen and those two coming off the edge. And that's really how you attack this offense is that bear front, and they've done a great job of it tonight.
Will White on the tackle with the assist is Siler Moore. Once again, those defensive ends crashing the backfield, stopping the play. So now it's 3rd down and 12. For a wing tees, not the favorable position to be in.
This is a tough spot for them to be in. Look for an interesting play call.
Their quarterback runs out, and who's that man? Will White once again.
Come on.
Just go ahead and put a cape on this man as he's flying around the field, making all kinds of stops.
Gosh, he is, and that was it. You know, we talked about lulling you to sleep. It's exactly for a play just like that on 3rd and 12 in that position. And, man, my eyes were distracted by their quarterback getting sacked, but I don't know what our coverage looked like, but great job by defensive front.
And Har-Ber's going to take a timeout, try to get the ball back. We've got 3:09 left to play. Let's take a quick timeout with them. Once again, Har-Ber leads 14-3, and we'll be back right after these messages.
Joe and Larry here with Sam's Furniture. We just wanted to thank you for your business and to let you know that your purchase helps serve so many people.
That's right. The culture here at Sam's is to love and serve others in our community and around the globe. So when you buy at Sam's, part of your purchase goes to support one of the many organizations we partner with.
You enable us to invest in our children, teachers, veterans, development in Africa, and distributing wheelchairs to those in need around the world. You are a part of this. So from the Sam's Furniture family to yours,
thank you.
Wildcat defense flexed their muscles on that possession. Evan Gordon from his own 4 or 5 yard line, got a big gainer, but then that defense, they came to play on that last little series right there.
Yeah, when that play we can get lulled to sleep, we were awake, and great job of the defensive front. Man, huge play. And like you said, he put a cape on him. He's flying around the field tonight. Again, it takes all 11, but his name has been called.
Zach Miller deep for the Wildcats.
Ooh.
And that time, not a very good punt. Shanked it a little bit off the side of his foot, comes left side. Does get a little bit of roll, and they're giving every little bit of effort they can to push that ball back. But we've got 2:55. Coach, we've seen this over the last few games, and Har-Ber likes to take that ball and try to score before the first half, and they've scored in the first 4 or 5 minutes of the second half, so we're going to see what they do here before the end of the first half.
Yeah, we've shown we can do it, but again, it's what have you done for me lately? We got 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Can we march down the field, find the end zone before we go to the locker room?
So the ball is placed at the 26-yard line, 1st and 10. McAllister lines up behind Owens. It's going to be a handoff to McAllister, finds a little bit of a hole off tackle, and he gets up to about the 40-yard line. So starting off right away, 1st down, that's going to stop the clock.
Great movement up front, able to get bodies on bodies and let him make a decision. Here we go, tempo.
Owens drops back to pass, now throws it outside. And that is Guerrero Graham, picks it up. Got a little bit of room on that wide receiver screen. Still fighting.
Wow.
Great run after catch by Guerrero Graham. And he's going to pick up of about 7 yards on the play. Call it 8 yards on the play, 2nd and 2.
Yeah, that's a man who refuses to go down and just get those yards, and you love to see that. That's the kind of fight you like to see out of your receivers.
McAllister in the backfield with Owens. Pistol formation. And now he looks again. He throws it over the middle. Got a man. And that is caught. That is number 84. And I don't know. We may have a penalty flag down.
I think we're going to have a couple guys downfield because that's where my eyes were. That was either a really, really good play action or we were across the line of scrimmage with 2 pullers.
That was Hayden Branch. I do apologize for not having his number right away.
Yep.
Man known as Uno on this team. will not get credit for the catch.
Yeah. You got to slow down there at offensive line, or you got to get that ball out just a little quicker. Avoid that penalty.
So it backs them up 5 yards on the play. 2nd down, 7 for the Wildcat offense. Owens drops it back to pass. Hands off to McAllister. Got room on the left side. Got a little bit of room. He finds a little bit of a hole. Still on his feet. Trucking down the field. Taking people with him. All the way down inside the red zone to the 4-yard line. What a great run by Reed McAllister.
Man, he is that man. And we come right back to the same play call. Same 2 pullers on the left side. Had room. Difference is we just gave the ball to our stud running back and let him just go get the rest.
50-yard run for Reed McAllister, who's back on the horse this week. Taking that ball and taking for whatever he can get out of it. Taking people with him. So 1st and goal. Ball's placed at the 4-yard line.
Awesome 2 play calls there by our coaching staff.
Once again, McAllister comes around left side. Touchdown, Har-Ber Wildcats. What a great response here in the last 2 minutes. And that puts us up 20-3 over the War Eagles.
Wow. What a series there. We talk about can they get it done, and they get it done very quickly, very efficiently. And I'm not going to say it's frustrating, but, man, that's what we can do offensively. It's so beautiful to see. And you come out here and you run plays like that and you call plays like that and execute, man, this is a dangerous offense.
Reynolds lines up for the extra point. It is up, and it is good. So they took just over a minute and a half off the clock, and here they scored, and once again it's 21-3, Har-Ber over Heritage. We'll keep it right here for right now. We'll talk about the last few minutes here of this first half, Coach. But once again, you've talked about that. The Har-Ber's kind of done what they've wanted to in the first half.
Yeah, they have done what they wanted to, and again, it comes back to those just execution. And I come back to before the Bentonville game, Coach said the team that makes the fewest mistakes is going to win, and we made enough last week to lose that ball game. And tonight, we see the early mistake, and then we come out here and now we're starting to execute. Now again, you'd like to have that back where we just had the ineligible man downfield, but we come right back to that same play call, and that's so hard to defend when you've just seen it the play before and you've seen it being thrown behind you. So you get those defenders to back off you a little bit, and all of a sudden, here comes McAllister.
Har-Ber taking advantage. And one thing we saw last week, too, Bentonville, a senior-laden team.
True, yes.
And we see Heritage may not always have the seniors that Bentonville had. So
sure.
Har-Ber's really taking advantage of maybe the lack of experience a little bit some of these kids may have. But Reynolds takes the kick, and it is going to be taken once again. That's Camden Isbell. He's trying to find some blockers. And he's going to be swallowed up again.
Yep. Swallowed up, great coverage. Tough field position to start with for Heritage when you've got a minute 22. This is not exactly the scenario that your offense is built for. Interesting to see what they come out here and stick with their guns, or they come back and throw us a couple wrinkles like you mentioned they have before this season.
Kenan Doss on the stop. A great coverage there on the kickoff as they bring it down at the 14-yard line. Called it 15-yard line. We'll call it 14. So once again, 1:22 left to play. Great response by that Wildcat offense, scoring quickly. They still have 2 timeouts left here in the first half. We'll see how they use it in the clock management on both sides of the ball here.
Coming back to it.
Come to the wing T formation. That's Braden Carroll under center. And this time that is the big fullback that they have, Connor Autran. Looks like Siler Moore back there in the back. They do pick up 1, but we've got a timeout. So Har-Ber's going to maybe look to hold them down, maybe get the ball back one more time. But we're going to take it with them right here. We got 1:15 left to play. You're watching the Har-Ber Wildcat football on the Springdale Athletic Foundation football broadcast. As we do a quick reset of the game, Har-Ber scored on every possession except for the first play that they had of the first possession of the game, which they fumbled. And War Eagles were able to manifest a field goal out of that. Other than that, Har-Ber's once again went up and down the field on these guys. So they've got a 21-3 lead. They've taken the timeout. They've got one timeout left to play. It is 2nd down and 9 is a pickup of 1 on that last play. Now, once again, here's a pitch to Cortez. He's got a little bit of room outside. They break containment on him. And now Grayson Daspit tracks him down. But he was able to get around that contain the first thing, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the War Eagles.
Yeah, and that's the name of the game tonight is that contain and forcing that ball back inside. And when he gets the edge, we've seen it twice now tonight, that he has some room to run.
So what we might thought have been a quick exchange,
yep.
Now we see the War Eagles maybe just sit on this a little bit and get into halftime. Now we see another timeout. War Eagles are going to call the timeout.
All right.
So we'll keep it right here for right now, 49 seconds. Coach, what do you think they might draw up something fancy on this play?
They might. They very well could. Looks like they're out of timeouts here, so they should have a scheme. And again, they practice these situations, and especially in these offense, you have to practice these situations. So really looking forward to what they come out with here with 49 seconds, no timeouts left before half.
Har-Ber beat these guys last year at Har-Ber, 63-32. Let's give a little bit of love to this defense here. Some of the starters we've got: Andy Barbosa, Kayshawn Holder, Jake Adams, Kenan Tev, Tony Berry, Cyan Wilson, Siler Moore, Lucas Cahill, Will White. We've seen Will White over the play. I may just put Will White all over the defensive stat sheet here. He's been all over the place. But Kanan Costa, who's out for this game, Grayson Daspit. So those are kind of your starters we've had here for the Wildcat defense. Substituting Landon Schultz in for Kanan Costa. These guys get some love here tonight. They've been doing a great job.
Mm-hmm. And that's part of playing defense against this type of offense. We're used to saying, Jake Adams is the one flying around making these plays. Tonight he's doing a great job allowing for his teammates to be free tacklers.
Here goes the little wrinkle. He throws it over the middle. Got a man intended for Cortez. It falls incomplete.
Yeah, there's that wrinkle. They're going to throw the ball, and this is a situation where they have to. So you got to stay awake and stay alert.
Looked like that was Landon Schultz back there in coverage. So now it brings up 2nd down and 10. That is a stoppage of the clock. 41 seconds. Now, once again, we'll see how management goes here. Will they try to take a timeout if they make a stop here? And we'll see what they do on both sides of the ball. Har-Ber showing more of a coverage of this time. Now it's going to be a quick pitch out to Connor Autrand, and he's brought down in the backfield. Guess who? Will White.
Who? Yeah, he's right there, and he does a great job wrapping up and allowing for his teammates to get there. Again, this offense seems to be primed to allow Will to be a free hitter.
So we got another timeout. Har-Ber. So that will be their 3rd and final timeout of the half. So it's going to be 3rd down. So we want to see here, Coach, if they might bring a blitz of some sort, maybe try to hold them on this 3rd down and get the ball back, or they're again without a timeout. It may be hard to stop them on the 3rd down.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a situation where we get the ball back here just because if you're Heritage, you're going to run this thing, and if you get stopped, then you're going to wait that 4th down clock out. But who knows? We got some exciting football here. 28 seconds left in the first half.
7A West football here on Friday night. Temperatures cooled just a little bit, 76 degrees as we start out with 81. And folks that has been here at Gates Stadium, we get quite a great smell from the Tyson plant along the way.
The Tyson plant to our right, Pikes Blues and Barbecues to the left.
That's it.
Oh, and a
false
false
start.
Goodness.
So that's going to back them up 5 yards. 3rd down and 11. 28 seconds left to play here in the first half. Har-Ber leads 21-3. In their true opening conference game of the year, first conference game of the year on the road. Doing a great job right now in front of this big crowd on both sides. So 3rd down. This time it's going to be a quarterback keep. And that is going to be Jake Adams that wraps him up.
There he is.
So clock's ticking, 19, 18 seconds. And Heritage may just let this run out here in the first half.
Yeah, very likely.
8 seconds, 7 seconds. So this is going to be the end of the first half. Once again, Har-Ber, after the first quarter and first series turnover, has taken control of this game. It's 21-3, and it's halftime. We've got 20 minutes of intermission, and we'll come back afterwards, discuss the first half highlights if we have any. I don't think we have any highlights today, but first half, we'll talk first half football before we start the second half kickoff. But you're watching Wildcat football on the Springdale Athletic Foundation football broadcast.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution, connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post, from downtown to way out of town, to connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected.
Thank you for supporting the Fuel and Feet program. I'm Cassie Lloyd, the head volleyball coach at Har-Ber High School, and without your help, this program would not be possible. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
My name is Brandy Davis, girls basketball coach at Central Junior High. Thank you for donating to the Fuel and Feet program. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director of the Springdale Athletic Foundation. Please take this time to help our students and coaches. Visit the link on the screen to donate now.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your generosity.
Hometown. That word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. Har-Ber's. Hometown fresh.
Sometimes a dream car has nothing to do with horsepower or performance.
My dream car is the one that gets me to my job every day. The one that lets me help a friend in need.
I didn't think I had the credit.
My credit score wasn't that good.
But Car-Mart believed in me.
They believed in me. My dream car, a 2016 Nissan Sentra. What's yours?
America's Car-Mart. You keep the dream, and we'll keep you on the road.
I'm Jason Jones, principal at Springdale High School. Thank you for making an investment into the future of athletics in our community of Springdale. We support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
Thank you for supporting the Fuel and Feet program. I am Paul Gree, principal at Har-Ber High School. Without your help, this program would not be possible. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director of the Springdale Athletic Foundation. Please take this time to help our students and coaches. Visit the link on the screen to donate now.
Thank you for your support.
On behalf of Springdale School Athletics, I want to say thank you.
Goodbye, paperwork. Hello, convenience. Farewell, waiting. Hello, personal service. Catch you later, dreaming. Hello, planning. Buy your dream home. Connect with a personal banker and easily schedule an appointment with digital tools from Arvest Bank. Goodbye limits, hello possibilities.
Accidents are never planned. But no matter how small, every emergency that involves a child is a big deal. It's everything. That's why we're here. Arkansas Children's Northwest offers the only pediatric emergency room in Northwest Arkansas with fast access, pediatric experts, and kid-sized care. Peace of mind when you need it most.
Hi, I'm Mary Jordan. Springdale Public Schools is launching a free weekly podcast called Springdale Today, which will feature news relevant to Springdale families. Springdale Today will feature educational news, district staff and students, as well as influential members of the Springdale community. I hope you'll join us as the free Springdale Today podcast premieres Wednesday, September 11th at noon on YouTube and your favorite podcast app. I look forward to chatting with you more about what's happening in Springdale today.
My name is Eric Burnett. I am the Assistant Athletic Director for the Springdale School District. I am so grateful for your donations to the Fuel and Feet program. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
My name is Chris Wood, Assistant Athletic Director of the Springdale School District. It's because of the generosity of people like you, we are able to fully support the Fuel and Feet program. For this, we thank you and appreciate your help. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director of the Springdale Athletic Foundation. Please take this time to help our students and coaches. Visit the link on the screen to donate now.
Thank you for your support.
On behalf of Springdale Schools Athletics, I want to say thank you.
Hey Northwest Arkansas, Lara here at Sam's Furniture. If you're looking for new furniture, we have over 170,000 square feet selection at everyday low prices and same-day delivery available. But the best part is that we love to serve our community. So when you buy at Sam's, part of your purchase goes to support one of the many amazing organizations that we have been blessed to partner with. Serving others, especially those in need, is our culture here, and we hope that you'll be a part of that too. Arkansas's largest furniture destination, get it at Sam's.
Goodbye, guessing. Hello, confidence. So long, stress. Hello, security. Farewell, running to the bank. Hello, banking from anywhere. Get a quick view of your balance, block lost debit cards, and quickly deposit checks anywhere, anytime with the highly rated Arvest Go mobile app from Arvest Bank. Goodbye limits, hello possibilities.
My name is Adobe, and this is my Chick-fil-A success story. When I started as a team member, I was pretty shy and struggled with my confidence. And now, that same shy person, she owns her own Chick-fil-A restaurant.
Thank you for supporting the Fuel and Feet program. I'm Jared Park. Without your help, this program would not be possible. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
Hi, my name is Brett Hobbs. I'm the head football coach at Springdale High School. Thank you for making an investment into the future of athletics in our community of Springdale. We support Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director of the Springdale Athletic Foundation. Please take this time to help our students and coaches. Visit the link on the screen to donate now.
Thank you for your support.
On behalf of Springdale Schools Athletics, I want to say thank you.
Hello and welcome. My name is Donald Tucker. In an effort to continue to provide for our students and connect families across the country, this year we are taking our efforts to a whole new level. Our commitment to the district's children is unwavering. We believe that athletics plays a vital role in the personal growth, character development, and overall well-being. That's why we need your help today. By partnering with us, you become an integral part of our journey to empower and uplift these young athletes. Visit our website, www.springdaleathleticfoundation.org, where you can find out more information about our organization, our impact, and how you can help support. So I invite you to stand with us, partner with the Springdale Athletic Foundation, and be a part of something truly special. Together, we can make a difference in the lives of our district kids and ensure that Springdale sports continues to set the standards in athletics across the state.
Shot on the way, and good!
During the Great Depression, nothing came easy. But with just 5 cents, an old truck, and a load of hay, John Tyson and his family found a way to deliver quality chicken to other hardworking people. Today, Tyson continues to find new ways to help put a chicken in every pot. Because people deserve farm-raised chicken of the highest quality. At Tyson, we remain committed to this simple promise: to always keep it real, to always keep it Tyson.
Food that is fresh, full of flavor, and all for a good cause can only come from Tacos for Life in Springdale. Enjoy delicious tacos for a cause. When you buy a meal, Tacos for Life donates the proceeds to provide a meal to starving children. Download the Tacos for Life app for ongoing promotions and free food for our friends right here in Springdale. Great food for a great cause. Tacos for Life, 1210 JTL Parkway in Springdale.
I'm Don Strubing. It's because of the generosity of people like you we are able to fully support the Fuel and Feed program. For this, we thank you and appreciate your help. I support Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
My name is Zach Arns. I'm voice of the Springdale Bulldogs. Thank you for donating to the Fuel and Feed program. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director of the Springdale Athletic Foundation. Please take this time to help our students and coaches. Visit the link on the screen to donate now.
On behalf of Springdale Schools Athletics, I want to say thank you.
Thank you for your support.
Joe and Larry here with Sam's Furniture. We just wanted to thank you for your business and to let you know that your purchase helps serve so many people.
That's right. The culture here at Sam's is to love and serve others in our community and around the globe. So when you buy at Sam's, part of your purchase goes to support one of the many organizations we partner with.
You enable us to invest in our children, teachers, veterans, development in Africa, and distributing wheelchairs to those in need around the world. You are a part of this. So from the Sam's Furniture family to yours,
thank you.
Ozarks Go from Ozarks Electric Cooperative is leading the fiber revolution. Connecting the divide with high-speed broadband access to close that gap. From cloud to cloud, post to post, from downtown to way out of town, to connect our customers to a world of blazing speed and access to absolutely everywhere. It's our customers connected.
Thank you for supporting the Fuel and Feed program. I'm Cassie Lloyd, the head volleyball coach at Har-Ber High School, and without your help, this program would not be possible. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
My name is Brandy Davis, girls basketball coach at Central Junior High. Thank you for donating to the Fuel and Feet program. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program raises money to help pay for pregame and postgame meals for kids and coaches. In addition, we raise funds to buy athletic footwear for the students to compete in. I'm Donald Tucker, Executive Director of the Springdale Athletic Foundation. Please take this time to help our students and coaches. Visit the link on the screen to donate now.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you for your generosity.
Hometown. That word still means something here. It means we're neighbors. We do the right thing. We care about your family. And you deserve the very best every time you walk in the front door. Har-B's. Hometown fresh.
Sometimes a dream car has nothing to do with horsepower or performance.
My dream car is the one that gets me to my job every day. The one that lets me help a friend in need.
I didn't think I had the credit,
My credit score wasn't that good.
but Car-Mart believed in me.
They believed in me. My dream car? A 2016 Nissan Sentra. What's yours?
America's Car-Mart. You keep the dream, and we'll keep you on the road.
Goodbye, paperwork. Hello, convenience. Farewell, waiting. Hello, personal service. Catch you later, dreaming. Hello, planning. Buy your dream home, connect with a personal banker, and easily schedule an appointment with digital tools from Arvest Bank. Goodbye limits, hello possibilities.
Back at Gates Stadium on the campus of Rogers Heritage as the Har-Ber Wildcats lead the Heritage War Eagles 21-3. Coach, as we look at the first half here, the old ground and pound came back in a big way. Reed McAllister taking the ball. Bryce Owens scored a couple of touchdowns, but once again they established the run. We saw what the dividends.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. We're going out there, we're executing, we're playing at a high level, minus the first play of the game. So for me as a coach, you come out here and we cannot let up. It's do not get lulled to sleep. Do not allow the fact that you're winning this game to allow you to pull off that throttle. It is time to come out here and play your best, absolute best football and make a statement, right, to the rest of the 7A West that you look at our record. We've lost 2 games, but we're a good football team, and we put a lot of good football on film. I think that's what these next 2 quarters are about. It's going out here and just executing at the absolute best that we can, playing our style of football, not making those mistakes, and letting the rest of this conference know that Har-Ber is here to compete.
I think that is one thing that we have definitely saw over this year, the willingness of these boys to get in and play hard, maybe sticking their nose into things a little bit. We saw that even on defense. Will White emerging as a great linebacker tonight, all over the place.
Yeah, well, he's making his name known. And we mentioned this earlier, too. Against this style of offense, it takes all 11 of those defenders, but one or 2 guys might get their name called a little more than the others, and tonight it's Will.
Absolutely. And speaking of the 7A West, let's go over a few scores around the conference. Bentonville, Northside taking on right now, and Bentonville leads Northside 20-0 in the second quarter. All these games are in the second quarter based on what we saw last. Rogers and Fayetteville, down in Fayetteville, Rogers and Fayetteville are tied 21 in the second quarter. And our opponent next week, the Springdale Bulldogs, the Battle of Springdale, they're taking on Bentonville West right now. Bentonville West is emerging to be a pretty good team. They're leading 34-9 in the second quarter, but we've got Springdale next week.
Yep.
So, like you said, we definitely want to make a statement here.
No, you absolutely have to, and you go back to those emotionally charged games, and that's what next week's going to be. You go to that rivalry across town, and the Springdale Har-Ber rivalry is a big one, and so that's one of those things that really anything can happen. So you definitely want to put on film that this team is not here to mess around in any phase of the game. At any part of the game, and we've shown a little bit the ability to start slow, and that's one thing that I think right now we have a chance to put an end to, and make sure that everyone knows that come out halftime and against Springdale next week, we're going to be on fire, offensively, defensively, whatever it may be, and we're going to execute at a high level.
Absolutely. And as we have shared just a little bit about, some of the statements this team has made, but, we talked about with Coach Dannenhauer, we asked him, a little bit of things of last week against Bentonville, and he did say continue to clean ourselves up.
Yep.
Talking about can't make big mistakes, and against especially the big opponents to win. He said too many pre-snap penalties, not scoring in the red zone really got them in trouble. So I think we're starting to see a little bit of cleanup in that area tonight.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I love most about watching this Har-Ber football team is that each week we take a step forward, and we continue to build and build and build, and it's exciting to see this team just be knocking on the door of greatness. You'd like to see them kick that door open and run through that threshold where we don't know just how to win, but how to win at the beginning of a football game. And that's what I think we can see again right here.
Another thing that we talked about with the coach, we asked him, said, how the kids responding to the loss, and he'd responded to him, say they've had a great week of practice, and he said he did expect great things tonight. And like I said, barring that first series, they've come out and they've made a point.
Yeah. And again, we've got a lot of talent on this football team, and you can see that they're starting to those things are starting to click, and they're starting to be able to make those plays and make those reads, make those I guess I'm not going to say highlights, but those highlights. We're able to do some really flashy things whenever we go out there and we execute all across the field.
Some of the highlights that we do have, we don't have exactly the visual highlights, but some of the highlights we talk about a little bit. We saw Reed McAllister kind of get back on track, some big runs.
Yeah.
We saw the diversity of having Trayson Wright in the backfield, Jack Gilder in the backfield, making some runs. So we're definitely seeing some diversity in that offense.
Hey, players make plays, feed those kids the ball, and let them just do their thing. And that's what you love about what they're doing offensively is we're able to be creative and just get the ball in their hands. And that's really the name of the game.
Bryce Owens having a pretty good game as well, able to score a couple of touchdowns by his legs. And once again, we saw that in the first half when those big offensive lines, they just had their will and pushed.
Yeah.
And Bryce not actually being touched until he got to the end zone.
Exactly. And, and I go back to that play call where we had two of our big offensive linemen pulling on the left side. And they get a little too far downfield, and we end up pulling it and throwing it. But the ability and confidence in our offensive coordinator and Coach Dannenhauer to come back and call that exact same play again and just saying, hey, just hand it off. That play is there. And then, of course, he hits it for a huge gain there. And we thought it was a 2-minute offensive situation. Turned out to be a 30-second offensive situation. But you got to love just the confidence in our coaches in the players to be able to go out there and execute.
So we're just a few seconds away from the second half kickoff. And once again, Heritage, they received the opening kickoff, so they will be kicking off to start the second half. Har-Ber will be receiving. And, Coach, we saw this. We talked maybe not so much last week, but in the previous games other than Bentonville, we've seen them take usually the first possession, go down and score and make it hard on the opponents.
Yeah, and whenever you're able to score before you go in the locker room and then come back out and score again, that's just such a momentum killer for the opponent. And to be able to go out there and really just enforce your will. And again, it goes back to also putting yourself in those positions to be able to have those opportunities, which goes back to our coaching staff doing a great job of putting us in position to be successful.
The War Eagles primarily ran out of that wing T formation, and we'll see if they change that up any here in the second half. And, of course, we know the Wildcats, they run out of that pistol formation, been doing a great job. Different variances of that formation tonight.
Yeah.
And they're going to have the opening kickoff here in the second half. We're just about underway for the second half. Back deep for the Wildcats, as always. That is going to be Zach Miller on one side. Then also, actually, we changed it up a little bit. It's not Lincoln Pocious this time. It's Hayden Branch. They call him Uno, who had a big catch and it was nullified on a penalty for them in the first half. But we're underway here in the second half. A little sky kick this time for Heritage, and we bobbled it a little bit, but we did recover it. And so it's going to be placed there at the 29-yard line. So here we go, 1st and 10. First possession of the second half of the Wildcat offense, and we'll see what they do here. Once again, great first half of offense for the Har-Ber Wildcats, and we will see how they respond here starting the second half. 1st and 10, ball's placed at the 29-yard line, 21-3. If you're just joining us, they were moving from our left to right on your television screen. And they have on their white away jerseys, powder blue pants, white helmets, looking sharp.
It's a great look.
Owens drops back to pass first thing, and now he's got a man outside. That is complete. That looks like Graham again. And he's brought down after a short gain of about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, short gain, and this is something I noticed earlier in the game that we've done a good job of but before tonight was blocking on the perimeter. And tonight it looks like they're getting away from us a little bit. We'd like to see us finish some of those blocks and bust some of these quick throws which we have all season.
Got trips to the near side. Reed McAllister now runs away from the offense to the left, and now Bryce Owens is going to take it as a quarterback keeper. And he stood up there at the point of attack.
Yeah, we talk about that pin and pull, pulling those two big guys to the left, and we go back to it right there, and it looks like Heritage had an answer. That's one of those halftime adjustments that, man, this one got us a couple times in the first half. So they schemed us up there on the boundary side there on the ground.
So that's going to be a pickup of 2. We'll call it 3rd and 5, maybe 3rd and 4. Opening possession here in the second half just underway. Owens drops back to pass, looking over the middle. Now he throws, got the little wheel right there. Reed McAllister makes one man miss, bulls over another one. Down at the 49-yard line of Heritage, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
And that play right there is something that they've worked on the last couple of weeks. Coach has talked about the wheel route. He told me to be looking for it, and there it was. And you give that man the ball in space and let him just go mow over a defender.
Offensive coordinator Joe Calcagney, calling up a great play there on leaving a man open coming up, but had that wheel route called, laid out just perfect. So 1st and 10. Now he comes out the other side, and this is Jack Gilder on the tight end screen, and he runs over a few people.
Yes, he does, and I talked about the receivers blocking, and, man, they did a great job on that play right there. Both those guys locked down. Jack was able to get open and run over a safety. We got a man down.
We've got a man down right now. That looks like Samuel Klein. But once again, they're going to take a timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here as we discuss what Har-Ber's doing. We've seen a couple of quick screens.
Yep.
One to Reed McAllister, that one to Jack Gilder, picking up some big yardage on the plays.
Big yardage, and we came out and we were testing the waters, seeing what kind of adjustments Heritage has made, and I think we got a little got a good dose of one of their adjustments, but we kind of have a good feel for it now with those quick screens.
Play continues, so 1st and 10, ball's placed at the 38-yard line of Heritage. Owens takes a snap. Now he's going to roll out left. He's looking. He is looking downfield, got a man, and he throws it just overthrown just a little bit. And his intended target there was Graham.
Yeah, it was, and that's such a difficult thing to ask your quarterback to do is roll out to the left. But you know what? He had a beautiful snap there, hit him right in the chest, and he was able to be an athlete. And to have the ability to roll out both left and right is really special and put some pressure on a defense for sure.
And we've seen him make those throws.
Absolutely. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll come back to that.
So it's going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10 now for the Wildcat offense. Pistol formation. Reed McAllister behind Owens. This time he hands it off. McAllister runs over a few more people. And he's going to pick up right around, we'll say 2 yards. So big 3rd down here for the Wildcat offense starting the second half.
Yeah, big 3rd down. And one of the things that we've been looking at is our ability to convert these downs. And so far this season, it's been Bryce on his feet. So you'd like to see him be able to sit in the pocket here and have something where he's able to make the throw and get it through the air.
Trayson Wright is lined up near side to us. Graham and Austin Sandoval to the far side. Owens drops back to pass. He throws it out again to Reed McAllister. Set up a little bit of screen. Got a little bit of room, and he's brought down. We'll see where they mark the ball. He may be just a little bit short.
Yeah, going to be short, but great job blocking on the perimeter, giving him a chance.
So 4th down, we'll call it inches to pick up the 1st down. And looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field. And I would say we might get a dose of Reed McAllister.
I believe so. I think Sandoval just tapped him on the back, said, feed this man the rock.
Now, I never do want to call plays, because that's why I'm up here broadcasting, because I can't call plays. But there's the handoff, as we did call it, and he did pick up the 1st down. That's going to be a Har-Ber Wildcat 1st down. Ball's placed at the 20, so just inside the red zone on their opening possession here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, that's a safe play call, man. That's fun football to watch.
We'll call it the 18-yard line. Come out of this second half, established in the run. Have thrown some screen passes, a little flare, and now we got a man in motion.
And we give it to him. Oh.
On a jet sweep, he comes back right side. They turn him inside. That's Zach Miller on the carry.
Yeah, it looks like got a flag on the field, potentially a holding there on the edge.
So we'll see what this penalty flag is going to be for.
Oh, never mind.
Illegal formation against Har-Ber.
Yeah, when you bring those receivers in motion, you really got to be disciplined at receiver and making sure that you got enough guys on the line of scrimmage in the right spots. And that's just one of those little wrinkles that you really have to drill in to your receivers. Just make sure that you're lined up correctly.
So backs them up 5 yards. First down and 10. They'll place the ball at the 22. We'll call it 23. Empty backfield. Power formation looks like. Now once again, man in motion. Fake handoff. Owens keeps up the middle. Spins around one man. Heritage Gang tackles him there. Picks up maybe the 5 yards they had on the penalty plus 1. So we'll call 6 yards on the play. Second down and 9.
Yeah, and you have those two up backs there, and you that motion allows for that defender, to just that half a second, that half step maybe gives you a chance, gives Bryce a chance to gain some yards there. And I love the play call. Obviously, it hurts you whenever you're behind the chains.
So they break the huddle. Once again, empty backfield. 2 to each side, wide receivers. There's the snap. Owens looks, throws over the middle, got a man. That is Zach Miller, and he scores the touchdown from 17 yards out. Whew. Owens to Graham. Once again, Zach Miller on the play. To give the credit where credit's due, and the Har-Ber score.
Yeah, and part of that credit, man, goes to that offensive line. What a great protection. I didn't even see if he caught the ball or not because I was locked in on those 5 guys, and that beautiful protection gave him plenty of time. Great throw, great catch, and then great run after contact.
Reynolds in for the extra point for the Wildcats. Snaps back. It's down, it's up, and it is good. 7:01 left to play here in the third quarter. Har-Ber takes a 28-3 lead over the War Eagles, and we'll take a break with them. You're watching Har-Ber Wildcat football on the Springdale Athletic Foundation broadcast.
Accidents are never planned, but no matter how small, every emergency that involves a child is a big deal. It's everything. That's why we're here. Arkansas Children's Northwest offers the only pediatric emergency room in Northwest Arkansas with fast access, pediatric experts, and kid-sized care. Peace of mind when you need it most.
Back at Gates Stadium, and just like we've drawn it up over the last few weeks, we see them score at the end of the first half, scoring the first possession of the second half, and now they have a 28-3 lead here in the start of the third quarter, 7:01. Great ball control right there, taking 5 minutes off the clock there, Coach.
Yeah, great job. And again, we talked about the time of possession. And that offensive drive, we did a lot of different things there. Came out and we throw the quick screen. We're able to throw the deep pass, roll out, run the ball. Beautiful job offensively.
That's Camden Isbell on the return. Zach Miller on the stop. Nice little return for the War Eagles. Now, one thing we want to make a correction. I will make a correction on myself. They've got a running back, and none of us knew who that was. He used to be the left guard, and his number is 48. It's Dylan Lackey. So we'll give the credit where he has carried the ball a few times, but he was the starting left guard. They moved him into the backfield. So we'll try to make sure we keep that as we move forward. But Dylan Lackey is in the backfield, and we'll see if they come out the wing tee, and it looks like that's what they're going to do.
Well, that young man is living many offensive linemen's dream right now, let me tell you.
A double wing formation. Got a man in motion. That's Cortez on the end around. Comes left side. There's Will White once again, making his presence known. And that's going to be a pickup of 2. 2nd and 8 for the War Eagles.
Yeah, Will White there. And again, it comes down to his teammates allowing him to make that play. And that was a great job setting the edge down here, forcing that ball back inside.
And, Coach, we might say something about the interior guys. The interior guys, that's kind of their job is to hold some of these linemen up where they can get our linebackers out to make the plays.
100%. And that's part of the grind. You know, your name might not be called as much, but you are impacting this game more than almost anybody on the field.
2nd 7, they're calling it now. There's a handoff, and there is Lackey. And they're just scrumming the Wildcats down the field.
Talk about impacting the game. That's the same thing with the offensive line there. Whenever you're able to get that movement, their name's not going to get called on that play, but that was a pretty impressive job by the Heritage offensive line, getting that movement and continuing the movement.
Rugby-style run right there for the War Eagles. But it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. This is the first possession for Heritage. Moving right to left on your television screen. They break the huddle. They come up to the line of scrimmage. Once again, there's a handoff to Lackey again. And this is just power of football right now by the War Eagles. And he's going to pick up about 5 on the play. 2nd and 5 for the War Eagle offense.
Yeah, that is power football. And you know, I mentioned that young man is living a lot of offensive linemen's dream. Well, if your buddy is hey, you get the opportunity to carry the ball, you're going to block a little harder for him. And they seem to be doing that right now. They're playing some tough offensive football.
Dylan Lackey, 6 foot, 220 senior. They've not strayed from the wing T formation this entire game. And now once again there's a pitch to Evan Gordon. He comes around right side. That time looked like he was stopped by Siler Moore and Will White.
Will White tracking him down from the backside. He's had a lot of opportunity tonight.
So it's going to pick up 2 yards. So it's going to be 3rd and 3. They're calling it 3rd and 3. We'll call it 3rd and 2. And we'll see what the Wildcat defense draws up here to make a stop. Heritage looking to continue on their drive. Just outside the mid-stripe on the football field. Man in motion. Now it's a handoff to Cortez inside. Got a little bit of room. And Cyan Wilson there to stop a big gain. But it's going to be 1st and 10 for the War Eagles.
I talk about lulling the sleep. This defense needs to start flying around a little bit. And right there, you know, my eyes, I got that eye violation again. I thought that ball was wide right. And that's one thing that we just have to focus in and read our keys.
Jaden Cortez, he's a junior, 5'6", 170. Once again, we saw the movement in the backfield. Evan Gordon, kind of the little counter play. Comes left side, left tackle. And the ball is placed at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 for the War Eagles. Gordon once again in motion. This time Carroll rolls out, throws, incomplete.
Yeah, we recovered there, but great job with the pressure on that type of situation, understanding what's going on there whenever you're so keyed in to stopping the run.
That ball was intended for, looks like Dylan Lackey. Falls incomplete, just throwing it at his feet. 2nd and 10 for the War Eagles. Great night of football. 7A West Conference matchup here at Gates Stadium in Rogers, Arkansas, home of the Heritage War Eagles. And we've got a penalty flag. Looks like we've got some movement. Now, Har-Ber jumped a little bit as well, but we'll see if they got him on the false start.
Yeah, typically in that situation, they're going to give that one on the offense. Yep. Not sure if we got away with one or not, but we'll take it.
So we get the benefit of the call. 5-yard penalty on the pre-snap penalty. So it brings up 2nd and 15. 3:29 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. We've got 16 seconds on the play clock. Once again, Heritage just slowly taking their time, breaking the huddle, coming up to the line of scrimmage. Once again, there's a handoff to Lackey. Once again, we see the scrum pushing people up the field. And let's just now, one thing we don't want to do is dive on that pile, because sometimes we've seen unsportsmanlike conduct being called. We've seen that in college a lot.
Sure.
So we'll make sure we get them on the ground. But
yeah, that's one of those things. All 11 of us got to jump in that thing early and get that man down. You know, that's kudos to that offensive line for keeping those legs pumping, but eventually, we really got to get that stopped a little quicker.
So that's a pickup we'll call 7 yards. 3rd down, 3rd and 8. Big down for this Wildcat defense.
Big 3rd down.
Gordon in motion. Now it's a pitch out, quick pitch. He's got a little bit of room out of right side. Great tackle there by Grayson Daspit to bring him down before he gets to the line of game.
Forcing him inside, and then safety makes a play. That's all you can ask for in that situation. Give us 4th down.
4th down for the War Eagles. We'll see what they do here.
Maybe a little
down
far
28-3.
All right, here we go.
Big 4th down. Wildcat defense looking for a turnover on downs. 4th and 4. Handoff right up the middle. That's Lackey again. And here comes that scrum. We'll see how far he gets. Looks like he's not going to make it. And the Har-Ber Wildcat defense holds them for a turnover on downs. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcat offense. 1:55 left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Great stand by that defense.
Great stand, and you watch those scrums because 2 of them there on that drive, gained for an extra 5, 6, 7 yards. Out of the 3 of them, that's the one that I'm glad we stopped because that was a huge stop for the defense.
So on the turnover, it's going to be at the 35-yard line. 31-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wildcat offense. Reed McAllister on the handoff, comes up left side. Pickup of about 8 yards on the play. Once again, just ground and pound we see here with this Wildcat offense.
Ground and pound, and he's able to keep his feet there, yards after contact, man. That's the name of his game, and that's so pivotal. So many running backs right there when they get caught up at the line of scrimmage are going down, and he's able to catch his feet, gain that extra 6 yards.
2nd and 2. We've got receivers, 2 receivers down here near side. Handoff again to McAllister around left side, picking his way around, and finally dropped down at the 45. But that's going to be a 1st and 10 for the Wildcat offense.
Yep, two big old pulling linemen there to the left. And that seems to be our play tonight, and it is effective. I don't know how it couldn't be.
Ball at the 45-yard line. Just about a minute left to play here in the 3rd quarter. Both teams having 1 possession here in the 3rd quarter. Har-Ber taking advantage of the opening kickoff of this 3rd quarter and going down and scoring. And now we'll see what they can do here on the 2nd possession of the 2nd half. Owens awaits the snap. Now he gets it, drops back to pass, looks right. Now it's flushed out right. Scrambling a little bit. Being chased. He throws it downfield. That's Trayson Wright on the reception. And Wright steps out of bounds. So probably about 6 yards on the play. So great scramble and great completion there by the offense.
Yeah, and great job of the offensive line identifying that blitzer early on there in protection, and able to give them a couple seconds. I think we just got to stay on those blocks just a little bit longer, which is a lot easier to say up here in the box. But in those situations, give him time to adjust and make his read.
Just crossing the midfield stripe. 49-yard line of Heritage. 2nd down and 4. We'll call it 2nd and 5. Empty set backfield, 3 to the far side. Trayson Wright in motion. Now everybody's lined up on that left side. He's looking that way. Now got a quarterback draw, got a little bit of room. Comes right side, makes a man miss. He's still on his feet, now pushed out of bounds. Great run by Bryce Owens, and now penalty flag comes in. We might have a little bit of extracurricular activity there at the end.
Yeah, a little late there on that hit. I think they're going to give it to us. And there's a flag back there at the line of scrimmage as well. I don't know if that's going to be on the same thing or not, but that was a quarterback making a play right there. That play was kind of stifled there on the right side on the edge with our 2 pullers, and he's able to just make it work.
Marquise Watkins was there to defend for the War Eagles, and that was now we're seeing him mark it off against Har-Ber. They may have called this on the Wildcats. So So they marked it off both ways. Watching the chain gang, they were going back one way, and then they had to go back the other, marking off on the personal foul. So we had holding against Har-Ber, personal foul against the War Eagles. So with all that said and done, ball's placed there at the 39-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, just walking it off, make sure your math is correct, and then we're locked in, ready to go on a first down.
Use fingers and toes, ladies and gentlemen, to make it work.
I do the same thing.
Owens in the empty backfield set. Now quarterbacks draw again, got a little bit of room. Made one man miss, steps out another one, and pushed out of bounds again. And, well, they sling him out of bounds again, but no call on that one.
No call there. And that was a violent pull there by, looked like maybe Jack pulling around the right side. Caught that defensive end upfield on 1 foot, and, man, he just plants him.
Owens making it with his feet this time. The last couple of plays. 2nd down and call it 3. This time now he rolls out left. Now he throws out that way, and that ball is caught for Austin Sandoval, looks like. No, they're saying incomplete on the play. So that stops the clock with 26 seconds left to play here in the 3rd quarter, but brings up 3rd and 3 for the Wildcat offense.
Yeah, big 3rd down here. We go either way here. Do you give this? Do you feed our running back and let him do what he's done all night, or do you try and make a play through the air and complete another one on these 3rd downs?
I would like to see us just lean on these boys. We've seen that we're able to run it. Gilder in motion. There's the handoff. Got a little bit of room. He turns. He's spun around. He's dropped. And he's going to wind up short at the 40-yard line. 30-yard line. Where it'll be 4th and 1. 12 seconds left to play in the 3rd quarter. That might be the last play we see here. So Har-Ber will talk it over as we come back in the 4th quarter, and we'll take the timeout with them. Har-Ber leads 28-3. We'll start the 4th quarter right after these messages. You're listening and watching Har-Ber Wildcat Football on the Springdale Athletic Foundation Broadcast Network.
My name is Eric Burnett. I am the Assistant Athletic Director for the Springdale School District. I am so grateful for your donations to the Fuel and Feet program. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
My name is Chris Wood, Assistant Athletic Director of the Springdale School District. It's because of the generosity of people like you, we are able to fully support the Fuel and Feed program. For this, we thank you and appreciate your help. I support the Springdale Athletic Foundation because they care about our student athletes.
The Fuel and Feed program.
We're ready for the 4th quarter action here at Gates Stadium in Rogers, Arkansas, home of the Heritage War Eagles. And we've got a 28-3 Har-Ber over Heritage. And one thing we have definitely seen here on the 4th quarter, start of the 4th quarter, is the decision they're going to be going for it. 4th and inches, 12 minutes just starting the 4th quarter, and bad snap, hangs on to it. But Reed McAllister, you know who's going to get the ball, and he's doing a little piggyback ride with these guys. But he picks up enough for a first down.
Yep, I don't know how you go anywhere else on that situation, but feed that man the rock, and he's going to do some good things. So we'll take that for sure.
Give credit to this offensive line. They've been moving these guys all night long.
Of course, they have. And they've been moving guys all year. You know,
yes.
This offensive line has really come together and done some really special things, not just in the run game, but their protection this year as well.
1st and 10, ball's placed at the 27-yard line. Owens hands it off to Reed McAllister, coming left, finds a hole, off tackle, spins, and he brings it down to about the 19-yard line. What a run by Reed McAllister.
What a run, and looks like a referee down there. Mark Ballard, and I would talk about him probably too much, but, man, he's pulling around, and he sees that linebacker and is able to fit him. We used to call that an if block. You've got that linebacker if he comes inside or if he goes over the top. And, man, that linebacker tried to fit the hole, and Mark was there to take him and allows for a beautiful run.
The umpire got knocked down. I don't know if it was one of our guys. The friendly fire, we'll call that. But he's back on his feet.
Occupational hazard.
So it's going to be 2nd down, 3, pickup of 7 yards for McAllister. Empty backfield. And now we see Trayson Wright in motion, takes the handoff on the jet sweep, got a man, makes a man miss, comes around right side. What a great run by Trayson Wright. And that's going to be a first down inside the red zone for the Har-Ber Wildcat offense.
Man, the time of possession just feels like it is the ball. This game has gone by so quick. I mean, we are just rolling, and both offenses running the ball and running it effectively. And I feel like we've had the ball for the last 10 minutes.
So that's going to be first down, just outside the 10-yard line. They can pick up a first down before scoring. So now Owens looks for a quarterback draw, finds a little bit of room. And now here's where our scrum begins, but they've called the play dead. But he picks up about 2 yards, so we'll call it 2nd and 8, 2nd and 7 on the play. You made mention of the time. We were talking about that at the start of the fourth quarter. It's 8:45. Kind of unusual for a high school football game, but here we are in the fourth quarter. It's going back, and we said this is what happens when we run the ball.
Yep.
Everybody runs the ball.
Yeah, these games fly by.
Man in motion. Zach Miller takes it around the left side. Got a man, and he's in there for the touchdown. That is Zach Miller, 8 yards out on the Har-Ber score.
That was a wall of Har-Ber Carolina blue. That was beautiful. There was not a defender in sight. The beautiful execution. We talked about the receivers blocking. They do it there on the second level. They had linebackers, safeties, D linemen, everybody matched up body for body. Great play call, great execution on the edge.
Reynolds in for the extra point. Snaps back, holds down, kick is up, and it is good. Kudos to Zach Miller. He scored on a couple of plays tonight, so been doing a great job. But that's going to take us here to the 9:57 mark here in the fourth quarter. Har-Ber leads 35-3. We'll be back right after these messages. Shout out to all of our great sponsors once again here on the Springdale Athletic Foundation Network. They do a great job keeping us on the air, and we'll say kudos to all of our help here that keeps us on the air, that are doing a great job, our kids that travel with us, so we thank them for all this.
Yeah, really amazing stuff. I've been impressed every single game how efficient this operation is ran.
Kickoff is collected there by, that is number 28. For the War Eagles.
Great job hawking the ball down. Man, again, those special teams are so difficult to coach, and we've done such a great job, this coaching staff, of getting these kids not just in the right position, but executing without pulling those flags and doing things the right way. And that's very difficult to teach and coach, and we seem to have done a pretty effective job of that.
That's Robert Pickard on the return for the War Eagles, just outside the 20-yard line. We'll call it 21. 1st and 10. 9:50 left to play. 35-3 lead for Har-Ber. They stick with the wing T formation, double wing. This time it's a quick pitch. And this is Camden Isbell's got a little bit of room. He's being chased down by Cyan Wilson. He cuts it back inside. Cyan Wilson doesn't chase him down. Now here comes the cavalry.
Wow.
And they bring him down, but a great little spurt there by Camden Isbell.
Yeah, and that's how this offense works. You know, you keep on running the same play, and eventually one of these is going to sneak through, and then you'll come back through and run the same offense again, and then you'll throw again that one or two passes in a game, and those 3 plays are just enough to find the end zone a couple times. So big play for Heritage.
It's a great pickup, so it's going to be 1st and 10. Ball's outside the 20-yard line. We'll call it 23 for the War Eagles. This is their second possession of the second half. Carroll under center. Another quick pitch. Same play. Now he's going back out, and he trips under his own feet. Camden we call that the turf monster.
Yeah, turf monster got him. but again, it comes back to sealing off that edge, and he almost had it, and he has to make the adjustment, and that's difficult to do.
Great job on the defense sealing that inside, and he bounces outside, loses his feet. So that's going to be a loss of 5 yards, or 6 yards, 2nd and 16 here for the War Eagles. Great stand all night long by this Wildcat defense. Put in a bad spot in the first quarter. able to hold them to a field goal, only score that the War Eagles have mustered tonight.
Yeah, that was huge. That set the tone for the rest of the game.
Man in motion now once again. Now we've got a penalty flag on the play. One thing out of the swing tee, you can got the dive, you got the counter, you've got all kinds of things out of the swing tee that you can see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you really you see them every single play almost is
yes.
what it feels like, because that ball is all over the field before you even realize where it's been and where it's at.
So the illegal formation or false start, so it's going to back them up 5 yards more. 2nd and 21. Ball's going to be placed at the 34-yard line.
And then this offense, man, that is what you cannot have. Now you're in a really tough position for your play caller. We talk about those boxes on your play call sheet, and I'm not sure you have one in this offense for this situation.
Carroll under center. Man in motion. Now he fakes the handoff, hides it behind his back. Guess who? Will White. And let's give some love here. Now see a penalty flag on the play. But we all see Kayshawn Holder there. We'll see what this penalty flag. I don't know if that might be face mask.
That's what you'd assume.
And that'll be a killer after backing him up.
Yeah.
It's going to be face mask against Har-Ber.
Yeah, you're right.
But I don't think it's going to be enough for a first down. But it will be 15 yards. So what was 2nd and 21, now it's going to be 2nd and 6 as they replay this down.
You go from having no play call to now your whole playbook is made for this scenario. So tough break.
This kind of offense, you're looking probably 3-4 yards as part of what you're looking to get out of each play.
In a cloud of dust.
Carroll under center. Man in motion. Fumble on the play. Picks it up. There's Will White again. Let's just put some glasses on him, call him Clark Kent. And then Superman comes out of the phone booth. He's all over the field.
There's no disguising him out there. He's making it known. Yeah, we say you can't have the penalty. You also can't have the fumble in this offense. Now you're in that 3rd and longish situation.
3rd and 8, we'll call it. Carroll once again under center. Hands off this time. That's that big fullback, Dylan Lackey. And he picks up just a couple inside the red zone to about the 18-yard line. 6:47 left to play.
See what coach decides to do here.
I think with this score, they may just line them up and let them play.
Yep, I think you're right.
He's looking to the sideline. Got 22 seconds left on the play clock. Got plenty of time. They are going to go for it. Har-Ber wants to stay onside. Now he pulls out, and now we've got a timeout.
Calling it on Heritage, looks like. Oh, they called a timeout. You're right. I was looking at the flag.
I think maybe that's what they call. We'll see what they're doing here. I don't know if they called timeout or we got a flag. I didn't see a flag. Yeah, there's a flag down. Umpire threw the flag. So we'll see what we do here.
They give him the timeout.
They gave him the timeout, Heritage. So we'll take it with them. 6:15 left to play here in the ball game. 35-3 lead for the Wildcats over at Heritage. We'll be back right after these messages.
Hey Northwest Arkansas, Lara here at Sam's Furniture. If you're looking for new furniture, we have over 170,000 square feet selection at everyday low prices and same-day delivery available. But the best part is that we love to serve our community. So when you buy at Sam's, part of your purchase goes to support one of the many amazing organizations that we have been blessed to partner with. Serving others, especially those in need, is our culture here, and we hope that you'll be a part of that too. Arkansas's largest furniture destination, get it at Sam's.
So after the timeout, we're back on the field. 4th down for the War Eagles. Looks like they're lining up to go for it.
Yeah, that was a well-timed timeout.
Yes.
That cost them 5 yards.
Let's clarify something tonight. If it sounds like we're yelling a little bit louder, they put us right behind the band. And they've got these windows open, so if you're hearing a lot of band noise, which is great, but it's making us speak a little bit louder. But anyway,
more excited. Oh,
and looks like they're going to pick up the first down.
Oh, wow.
We'll see who they gave that to. That's going to be Evan Gordon. That's going to be their wing back, senior 5'11", 215.
Yeah, he hit the hole full speed there. I mean, that was a pretty impressive run by that War Eagle player.
So it's going to be placed at the 12-yard line, 1st and 10, just outside the 10-yard line. Moving left to right here in the fourth quarter. Again, this is their second possession. Not a lot of turnovers in the game. Dylan Lackey, fullback up the middle. Pickup of 2. Wildcat defense suffocates him right there after 2 yards.
Yeah, that's one thing we've done well all year. All 11 flying to the ball, and it's crucial in a game like this versus an offense like this. Get everybody involved.
2nd and 8. 5:17 left to play in the ball game. Once again, this game going by very quickly.
Yeah, it is flying by. We got 5 minutes left in this ball game.
Carroll under center, got a man in motion. Looks like he got a man wide open. That's Lackey. He's got the ball. Oh, and he drops the ball. Whew. Dylan Lackey all by himself could have walked in but did not secure the ball. Big break for the Wildcat defense that will bring up 3rd down.
Huge break, and that's one of those things that you're just not expecting, and you got to stay awake out there or else a former offensive lineman's going to catch a pass and score a touchdown on you. That was a big break. Wow.
Once again, Lackey substituted in for Autrand this week. Maybe not been used to a lot of passes thrown his way.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
but
I imagine he hadn't been practicing that a whole lot.
Again, we have the break for the Wildcat defense. So now it's 3rd and 8. Clock stops with the incompletion. 4:55 left to play. Under center. Now there's a pitch, and it's a reverse. This is Cortez on the reverse.
On it.
Wildcat defense is right there. That's a great stop by this Wildcat defense. Stopping there is Cameron Bisbee on the stop. So now we got another 4th down play coming up.
And again, it all comes down to the edge. Great job not allowing him to break, contain, and get around what would have been a walk-in touchdown.
Got 18 on the play clock. Heritage just taking their time. Now the clock's getting to be a little bit of an issue. 5, 4, 3. They're going to take another timeout. And we'll take it with them. 4:10 left to play here in the ball game. 35-3 Har-Ber over Heritage. We'll be back right after these messages.
Goodbye, guessing. Hello, confidence. So long, stress. Hello, security. Farewell, running to the bank. Hello, banking from anywhere. Get a quick view of your balance, block lost debit cards, and quickly deposit checks anywhere, anytime with the highly rated Arvest Go mobile app from Arvest Bank. Goodbye, limits. Hello, possibilities.
Heritage has used 2 timeouts here in the fourth quarter. They've got 1 left, but it's going to be a 4th down for the War Eagles with 4:09. They call it 4:09 left to play here in the fourth quarter with Har-Ber once again leading 35-3. Coach, we can maybe look at saying this might be at this time a win for the Wildcats. Never want to say anything too early, but great effort by this Wildcat team tonight.
Yeah, no, we've done a lot of really good things all over the field. Again, we've got to continue to clean up just a couple things, but man, we're so close to kicking that door down and just being that super successful football team for 4 quarters. It's really fun to watch, and it's fun to watch these kids grow into that successful spot that they know that they can be and they can own.
They've got a shotgun formation, and he is blown up. That is Cameron Bisbee, and now we're going to. Did they call it complete or in the turnover on downs? Looks like that's what it was. That pass was complete to Evan Gordon. But I'm going to tell you what, Cameron Bisbee come up there and let the boy up.
Yeah, that was a physical football play, and whenever you're in that back end of the game against an offense like this, you kind of get bored. You're kind of just I'm not going to say walking through the motions, but that's what they want, and you can see that a little bit. But right there, man, he was playing on all cylinders. Very impressive.
So it's going to be a turnover on downs. Ball's going to be placed at the 15-yard line. Great defensive stand there by the Wildcat defense. And now we've got a change in quarterback.
Change and running back.
There we go.
And we'll try to get some of these names here in just a moment.
Love to see that. Great job blocking on the perimeter and hitting that thing full speed.
Noah Bowling's the quarterback for the Wildcats. That was complete. Again, we'll try to, they've got mass substitution out there, so Bowling once again hands it off. And this is Javari Robinson. He was one of the captains for the Wildcats. Gets a great big run up the right side. So the backup's still playing hard. 1st and 10 for the Wildcat offense. Ball's placed at the 46-yard line.
Love to see that, and this is a fun situation to be in to get some fresh bodies on the field, get some experience, and able to grow your program.
Noah Bowling, hands off again. Robinson again. Robinson picks up about 7 yards, 6-7 yards on the play. Great movement up front once again. 2nd and 4, 2nd and 5 for the Wildcats.
Yep, love to see the ground and pound is not lost on this group of guys that are in the field right now. This is exciting to watch for the future of Har-Ber football.
Bowling in the pistol formation, drops back to pass. He's going to throw, and they call it incomplete.
A little bit of leakage there up front, and that's just one of those things, getting your eyes trained in the right spots. And when you haven't been on the field as much this year, that's one of those things that this is a good learning experience for these young men.
Jackson Hammondtree was the intended receiver, just out of his reach. But now a big 3rd down for the backups here for the Wildcats, and now he's going to hand it off. That's Robinson again, and they're there waiting on him this time, and probably going to lose a yard on the play. So it's going to be 4th down for the Wildcat offense, and we'll see if they're going to bring the punt unit on or they're going to keep the offense out there. 2:23 left to play in the ball game. 4th down for the Wildcats.
Yep, keep them on the field, let them run another play.
20 seconds on the play clock.
Yeah, wind that clock down, which
Now
hasn't been a problem tonight.
They're lining up to go for it. Bowling calling out the snaps. He rolls out to the left, looking, and he's going to throw. He's got a man, and he is going to be, we'll see where they spot it. It's going to be close, maybe a little short. That's Hayden Branch. Uno, they call him, just a little short. So it's going to be a turnover on downs. So 1:39 left to play here in the 4th quarter. Great effort. You like to see that out of the backups. They're going to try hard, and that's what you like to see out of them.
Absolutely. They're going to try hard, come out there and compete. And like I said, that experience is crucial. I mean, to be able to get on the field and get these reps means everything for these young men, but also for your program.
And on defense, we see a lot of substitutions. We see the War Eagle main offense, starters are in. And this is going to be a pitch in the backfield. And what a stop right there. And we'll try to get some numbers here. That looks like Kamoa Langler on the stop. And a loss of 1 on the play. Camden Isbell, I think it was the one that received the pitch, but great stop there by Langler.
Yep, great stop there on the edge, which has been a successful play for them tonight. As much success as they've had, and great job sniffing it out.
1:07 left to play in the ball game. Still in this wing T formation. There's another pitch. That's Isbell once again. He's dancing all around. Not going to go anywhere. Wildcat defense surrounds him and brings him down. And that's going to be Jax Brady on the stop. Substitutions now for this defense. 35 seconds. They'll probably run one more play before the end of the game. Quick pace game tonight. Both teams have 3 possessions here in the second half.
this is going to be a pitch to Cortez, out left side, got a little bit of room. And there's that Wildcat defense bringing him down. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Now we've got a stoppage of play for the reset of the first down marker. 6, now they wind the clock. 5, 4. And that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen, as tonight the Wildcats come into Gate Stadium and they pick up their first conference win of the year and beat the Heritage War Eagles 35-3. We'll be back after these messages and recap the game for tonight. You're watching Har-Ber Wildcat football on the Springdale Athletic Foundation broadcast.
Hello and welcome. My name is Donald Tucker. In an effort to continue to provide for our students and connect families across the country, this year we are taking our efforts to a whole new level. Our commitment to the district's children is unwavering. We believe that athletics plays a vital role in the personal growth, character development, and overall well-being. That's why we need your help today. By partnering with us, you become an integral part of our journey to empower and uplift these young athletes. Visit our website, www.springdaleathleticfoundation.org, where you can find out more information about our organization, our impact, and how you can help support. So I invite you to stand with us, partner with the Springdale Athletic Foundation, and be a part of something truly special. Together, we can make a difference in the lives of our district kids and ensure that Springdale sports continues to set the standards in athletics across the state.
Shot on the way, and good!
We're back at Gate Stadium and recapping the ball game once again. Har-Ber takes the win over the Heritage War Eagles 35-3. Coaches, we look at the plays of the game tonight. Primarily on the ground. We saw everything from Reed McAllister to Trayson Wright in the backfield, Jack Gilder in the backfield, and Bryce Owens. We saw a lot of running in the backfield tonight.
We saw some creativity, and we got to see a lot of guys get the ball in ways we hadn't seen so far this season. And what that means to us is, these coaches are finding ways to get the ball into the hands of these players so they know they can make great plays. And so we've seen a lot of those so far this year, and it's exciting to see these coaches being innovative. And that's something that we can take into a big rivalry game next week.
And probably the star we want to talk about tonight, Will White on defense,
Will White,
is all over the play. Well, what a great job by that young man tonight.
And, we talked about it a lot tonight. Is it takes all 11 in that style, playing that style of offense where he just happened to be the name that was freed up tonight. But, man, he took advantage of it. And he really laid the hammer whenever he was had the opportunity, and he had plenty of opportunities tonight.
Great win for the Har-Ber Wildcat team. That puts their record up to 2-3 on the year, 1-1 in conference record. And once again, we will have a big showdown next week with the Springdale Bulldogs as the Battle of Springdale takes place at Har-Ber Wildcat Stadium. Game time starts at 7 o'clock. Aaron Danaher picks up his first conference win of the 7A West. We appreciate you guys joining us tonight. We want to thank all of our sponsors. We want to thank Dr. Jerry Cleveland, Superintendent of Schools, Principal Dr. Paul Greep. We want to appreciate Executive Athletic Director Keith Fimple and all the entire staff of the Har-Ber High School and the great staff here once again for the Athletic Foundation football broadcast. You guys do a great job. Thank you so much once again. Har-Ber wins 35-3. We'll see you next week at Har-Ber Wildcat Stadium as we take on the Springdale Bulldogs.